Hello, so now I'm going to review the movie Disco Exorcist, and this movie has some kind of strange synchronicity for me because for years I always dreamed about making a haunted disco movie. It was going to kind of be like a Gates of Hell homage where some mafia members would kill a priest in a church in order to convert it to a disco, and then the gates of hell would get opened up below the disco and all this, and then Sinin. This movie came out and one of my Facebook friends is in it, plus I won the movie for free from Fangoria, so thank you very much Fangoria for giving this to me. I really appreciate it and I really like this movie. Again, as a matter of fact, this movie was even better than the one I always dreamed of making. The director and the writer did a much better job than anything I could have imagined. The plot of the movie is it takes place during the 70s and there's the Sky and he's like king of the disco and a real stud, and this one night he goes to the disco and he meets this red-haired woman and takes her home and has a one-night stand with her, and it turns out she's an evil witch. And then the next day he's at the disco dancing with the witch and he sees across the room his favorite porn stars at the disco, so he immediately dumps the redhead and starts dancing with this soft porn star, and then witch gets all sad, puts a big curse on them. All kinds of demonic stuff happens after that. Lot violence in this movie has a lot of violence, a lot of gore, a lot of sex, a lot of nudity, a lot of drug use, and one of my favorite parts, an actress I really admire, one of my personal big fan of Bad That Bombshell, makes an appearance in this movie and she plays the AAM porno director at the porno studio, and she's very funny. It's a very funny seeing this movie. I don't know, I really got a big kick out of it. It's definitely adults only. I would say it would probably be an NC-17, at least I'm sure it's on rated R. It's basically a soft core sex horror movie and it's really neat. I think because I just love the 70s too, and it really kind of has the vibe of the 70s. Really the only thing I didn't like about it was there was some uncreative profanity, and that's kind of a pet peeve of mine with independent movies. It just seems like sloppy writing and kind of amateurish sometime if there's just a bunch F words, if not a whole bunch in this movie, but some of it just came off as like a little bit of sloppy writing, and that's really just a personal thing with me, and I don't even know why I feel that way about independent movies, because I just watched George Romero's Day of the Dead and that actually had a lot more profanity in it, but it didn't bother me for some reason. Independent movies I get a little more sensitive about that and wish they'd be a little more creative, but I mean, other than just a few lines of dialogue, this movie was really awesome and I highly recommend you watch it on pay-per-view or definitely order the DVD. There was also a ton of previews on this DVD from different movies that the company Wild Eye released, and couple of them were on Netflix, so I put them on my queue. There's a bunch more that I'd like to order because they all looked great, and there's also a director's commentary which I haven't had time to listen to, but I'm going to listen to that because I think the director of this film is going to be an up-and-coming big talent. So yeah, it's definitely buy this DVD. Thank you.
Be sure and visit horrorcast.com and sign up for the mailing list to find out about new contests and enter to win spooky prizes. Go to the horrorcast.com right now for bonus videos and more.